Hey guys, what's up? My name's Jen. I'm a former flight attendant turned travel commentator, travel professional. I also own my own travel agency and love helping out people with their travel. Today, we have one of our Go World favorites, Foodie Beauty, has traveled back from Bangkok to Kuwait. Now, this video is 4 days old, which in Gore World is really old, like really old, because she has uploaded like 4 or 5 more videos after this. But since we are focused on travel on this channel, I wanted to take a look at this video. In reality, it's not that late. We can see if her eating like she did while in Bangkok has hindered her travel experience at all. She basically stayed in bed for the entire month of Bangkok. I think she went out a total of 3 times and did a couple of things, but we mainly saw her laying in her bed or on the couch in her hotel room doing absolutely nothing and just nonstop eating, which, don't get me wrong, I love eating when I go to Thailand. Like, that is one of the things you do, and their food is amazing. But she did fast food nonstop, and she was eating not Thai food all the time and not moving around or doing anything. Like, you got to be active if you're going to eat like that when you're traveling to not feel it, especially in her condition. So let's go ahead and take a look at her video. Is called Bangkok to Kuwait travel vlog and reflections about the trip. So we'll get a little bit of a recap too on that. I think it's always very, very good to do little recaps about your trip, even if you are a solo traveler coming home, not necessarily putting it up on YouTube, but just reflecting on things you liked, things you didn't like, and just overall taking the time to be grateful for being able to have a travel experience, because not all people get to travel. So it is something definitely to be grateful for. Okay, let's go ahead and watch.
Hello, Foodie Beauties.
Well, hello there.
Definitely going to skip through this. And you guys know where to find her original video. It will be down in the description. God bless you if you go watch it raw. 6 a.m. I'm so sorry. Before we go any further, I am going to speed this up because I always forget to do that. And I think I'm going to put it on 1.5 speed. Hopefully you guys are okay with that. Ooh, she's a sweaty girl already. Look at that. It doesn't look that busy at all, so that's nice. I think she went super early in the morning, so that's always key. Are you guys coffee drinkers before you get on a plane? I don't know why, but I am not a fan of getting coffee before I fly. One, because I like to try and sleep on an airplane or just like be able to relax and close my eyes. And I think the caffeine like gets me all jittery and worked up. It's not a good idea. It's a natural laxative. So I don't want to be going to the bathroom later on the plane, and just something that I don't normally drink. If I am really struggling and I have work to do or I need to be awake at the destination I land in, I will get coffee either before the flight or while on the plane. I try to go for tea usually too, if I can. So many people are coffee drinkers ahead of flights, which is totally fine. I just curious. Fun fact before I play her again, we used to use the coffee bags, like the grounds that we made the coffee with as a flight attendant. We used to put those in the bathroom. If someone had took a dookie that really smelled bad, the coffee grounds totally eliminated that smell, which was awesome. That was one of the things we used to do. Or if it was super, super, super bad, flush coffee grounds down into the toilet as well. Fun things when you're a flight attendant. Okay, let's keep going. Ooh, lots of rain. She does not have much room at all. And I'm trying to see, I'm not sure if you guys can see my mouse, but if you look at her feet and then where the next seat begins, it looks like the middle seat is empty, which is another good thing. And then it looks like there is someone on that outside seat, but she is taking up quite a bit of room. If you're that person in that middle seat, it doesn't look like you get space there, but you can see why she also is having trouble pulling down the tray table. But again, very nice for her to have that middle seat open. It's still a mystery whether or not she is purchasing the middle seat or purchasing the seats next to her. I do think if she was purchasing the seat next to her, she's the type that would brag to us that she's able to afford to do that. I think she just continues to get lucky, and the flight crew realizes that it could be a problem for her to be seated next to someone. So if there's an open space, they definitely utilize that for her, which is no problem in that at all. But she's definitely being risky with that because flights, that doesn't always happen. So oh, shoes off in the airport. Nasty. She's letting those puppies breathe. Yeah.
I'm so tired. So I have one leg left.
She constantly just tells us how tired she is. I feel like all these videos is just how tired she is. Let's see what she has to say.
From Oman to Kuwait. My feet are killing me. I have no makeup on whatsoever. It's travel day.
Don't need the makeup on the travel day. It's fine.
And yes, I need to do laundry and have a shower and just rest, man. Waiting.
That's what you do in
Pretty empty
between.
airport though. I feel like compared to like LAX or something. Imagine.
So I had someone in my comments actually comment that Oman airport is extremely empty all the time because it's basically people just transferring through, which is kind of nice, but it also makes sense why they're able to keep the airport super nice. There might not be a lot available there as like far as food and things like shopping, just because it is an airport that focuses on the transfers. So it does make sense why it is so clean. Although the Middle Eastern airports, I have noticed through her vlogs, are very, very nice looking. I have not been to the Middle East in my travels, but the airports do look beautiful. I do know that they definitely have money to spend on them out there. It's an airport where people just connect through basically and move to their connecting flight.
There's these charging stations here, which is neat.
Nice.
And I will not be fishing my charger out of my bag because I'm lazy.
That's typical foodie beauty for you.
I also did not eat a single thing since yesterday.
She did not even show us any food on the airplane, so I kind of do believe her that she did not eat. She had been talking about how bad her stomach was from the food she was eating. Also, she was saying that she was sick and got food poisoning. I'm not sure which one of those are. It is common to get food poisoning over in Thailand just because of the different types of food and the street food and all of that. But also the type of food she was eating was not good, full of grease. She doesn't have a gallbladder, and that is a disaster on travel day if you have an upset stomach like she has. I mean, she had been telling us that she had basically crapped her pants multiple times throughout her trip. And some of them were just because she couldn't get to the bathroom, even in her hotel room from her bed. That can be something very, very, very nerve-wracking if you're flying. Taking foodie beauty out of this, it can be something that anyone struggles with. I recommend if you're having stomach issues and stuff like that, just take some medication, Imodium or something like that. Those can really, really help. And ginger ale in the air, sipping on it can definitely help, or Sprite. Just try to make it through. Even if you are not feeling well, maybe let a flight attendant know if they can move you closer to a restroom to make it easier for you to get up and go. These things do happen. It's not anything to be embarrassed about. So for her, I'm not even sure if she's able to fit into the lavatory on an aircraft. That brings up a whole nother issue. But if you're someone who is struggling with an upset stomach and you go on a trip and catch something or have some food poisoning or something like that, just make sure that you're taking care of yourself and staying very hydrated as you are traveling to your destination, just because that is very, very important. And definitely it's not uncommon. I've seen it all. I think flight attendants typically have seen it all, so don't worry. We're not really getting much footage of her in the traveling either, so I'm not sure it's going very well for her.
My stomach is in knots. Like I can't. Ugh.
She does seem to have some anxiety
Also
right
want
now.
to go into the washroom, so it's just safer if I just have some sips of water. That's what I usually do on travel days. I'm smart. If you have IBS, you know.
Pretty mountains in the background there.
Hi guys. All right. So
All right, done with the travel. So I guess this is the recap. And what in God's name is she eating? That looks disgusting.
I'm going to, this portion of the video, I'm going to eat my snack here, and I'm going to talk, summarize, conclude my Thailand trip and talk about
It's like beans covered in cheese. And for her having such an upset stomach, oh my God, no.
a bit about it, reflect a bit about it now that it's all over, and yeah, stuff like that. So I'm having some, I've been seeing this, and I think this is a British thing, isn't it? But I've never had this beans on toast. So I have one slice of
You're telling me there's toast under there? Oh, I guess I can kind of see the little edge. Do the Brits actually put cheese on it? I don't think they put cheese on it at all. And they don't like drench their toast in it either, from what I've experienced being over there.
multigrain toasted in
That
the air
looks
fryer. I don't have a toaster.
disgusting.
Make do with what you got, all right? Maybe I'll get a smeg. Not, no. Anyways, and a tin of beans and some mozzarella cheese. I like this mozzarella cheese because it's not greasy. It's partly skim, and it's just really good. And I have a couple of
It looks so greasy.
little mountain garlics. I'm trying to pace myself on those. I usually can eat the whole
Garlic, cheese, beans on toast. She was just saying how upset her stomach had been.
jar in one day. So anyways, I haven't been super hungry lately, so I'm actually feeling a bit peckish. I actually don't have an appetite, but I can tell I'm hungry by my stomach growling and that like empty pit gut rot feeling. So I figure I should, eat something, and this sounds good. So
Maybe something
all right,
light and healthy.
let's try a bite first. Give you a beauty bite of this beans on toast.
Okay, I'm gonna skip through some of the eating stuff because on this channel it's disgusting. I don't want to watch it. I do have another channel where I react to her videos and do some edits of her live streams, so you can check that out. I'll put it in the description below. But this channel, we're not about this.
Okay, you English are onto something really good. So Bangkok. Okay, so basically, just to reflect on the trip itself, I did have some good times. I did have some hard times. I didn't think that I would feel that way, being alone.
Her husband never showed up, so that's part of it, and definitely building on the conspiracy theories behind all that for the relationship. But kind of weird that, it was constantly he was going to go, he was going to show up, and people called it from the beginning, other reaction channels, he was never going to show up, and he never did.
In the country, but I'm just a rerun of what happened. We were supposed to go together, Salah and I, my husband and I, but something came up last minute, kind of an emergency, like sort of situation that anyway ended up that he couldn't end up coming. So that's all I'm going to say. But so overall, I realized a lot of things in that trip being alone for some time. I came to a lot of realizations that, that really sunk in that maybe haven't as much as before. I realized comparing to the last trip, this is more in particular with my health. Compared to the last trip, my health has declined a lot.
At least she is saying it out loud and recognizing that she does see that, because her audience has been seeing that constantly. The traveling that she's been doing has just been not good for her, and it comes to a point where you definitely need to put yourself and your own physical condition over traveling, which is really hard for people who really want to travel and or have been traveling, but it sometimes does you more damage than does you good. And I think she needs to be very careful traveling the way she's been. If you guys watch any of her other content, you know how bad she's getting and the struggle we're starting to really see from her. That looks disgusting.
My anxiety was really bad for a lot of the trip.
She also had been doing edibles. I don't know if she's actually smoking weed there, but that kind of stuff, you could tell she was extremely paranoid when she was high. She thinks that we can't tell when she's high. You can totally tell when she is. And she would go on her live streams and do her videos. That I think was a huge contributor of her anxiety, her paranoia, her mood swings up and down. We were just seeing like some really old habits slip back the moment that she was able to get away and not be with her hubby or putting on this whole facade that she's been doing in Kuwait.
With anxiety, people will say, well, just suck it up, take deep breaths. But I find anxiety debilitating in ways like it messes with your brain. Like you feel like something, and something horrible. All these scenarios are going to into you. You get physical,
the paranoia
symptoms, in the pit of your stomach, you feel nauseous, you feel lightheaded, you feel all kinds of things. I had a lot going on health-wise. I have a lot going on health-wise still. And I just really, how hard it was to just travel physically and everything. And with how sick I was the whole trip, I realized like I really need to make some changes.
She was pretty sick when she arrived there, but she didn't really do anything to try to get better besides maybe resting. I think also a lot of her anxiety came from her husband being alone back in Kuwait. As we know, that in their short 2 years, he had a massive kind of not physical cheating, but definitely messaging one of her fans, and that got crazily exposed. He got crazily exposed for some really disgusting things. And so I think him being alone also definitely added to her anxiety because she really had no idea what he was up to, and we'll probably never know. That kind of led to one meltdown right before she left on live, saying that he was not responding to her and not texting her and all of this. So yeah, that whole saga just continues.
And I'll do another video on that. But I did think a lot about, on the way to the airport, like, what did I get out of this trip? I got a break from Kuwait, a little bit of a break, and we got a bit of a break from each other. So, distance does make the heart grow fonder for sure. It was long, and I miss my pets, and I miss my husband and everything. But I also realized, like, home is not a place. It's not. Home is a person. Home is your pet. Home is your family.
This exact quote, I guess, had been said by Amber Lynn Reed, I think like a week before, a few days before or something in one of her videos. Very interesting that she just literally copied exactly what Amber said, because we know Amber Lynn is also traveling right now in Wisconsin. So just, I don't know, these girls are just, I don't know, feeding off each other, trying to copy each other. It's just kind of odd.
And they, how they say home is where the heart is? That's so true. So I did realize those things as well. For the trip itself, we did do a lot of things as a couple last time. There were just some things that beyond health limitations, it was humid. I wasn't feeling too well. So I didn't want to I didn't feel up to doing too much, except for in big
she didn't push herself.
Which I did frequent.
I think a big part of it was Salah was not there to push her whatsoever to travel at all. So that was a big part of it. She didn't have to.
A few malls, which we didn't do last time, but I don't want things like Chinatown and stuff like that. I'm going to wait to do other things with Salah next time we go, because we do want to go back. We do like Thailand. And it's just that,
they're comfortable there and it's inexpensive for them. And I don't think we're really going to ever see them, unfortunately, travel anywhere else. They make all these claims that they're going to go to all these different countries, and I think we're just going to see them end up back in Thailand again and again when she needs to renew her visa. That's unfortunate, really it is.
I think I would really, really, really like to be in way better health next time we go. It'll just be so much more enjoyable. So
we also see the cycle of her again and again. Sorry, I'm pausing it a lot, but she is so boring. I'm sorry. So we see the cycle coming back from a trip, and then she goes on this health arc that lasts maybe a week, and then just back into her typical ways. It can be very motivating if you've had a tough trip and there's some things that you can change, especially if it's health wise. I recently went through that quite a few months back. I had gained some weight and just was feeling terrible. I had bad acid reflux, just not feeling well when I was flying. The airplane trek over to Europe felt really tough, and my body was just not doing well, and it prompted me to lose 30 pounds. So it can be very motivating for stuff like that. After Thailand, my Thailand trip, I've been doing a ton of stair climbing and the stairs machine at the gym, just because I want to be able to feel really comfortable running up and down stairs if I ever go to Thailand or a place where there's a ton of temples that I want to see again. So it can be very motivating, but this is a cycle we see from her over and over again. If you are very motivated after a trip, try to make those goals for yourself so you can stay excited about that, and that memory of why you want to accomplish these certain things. And then maybe book your next trip, or have an idea of when you want to book your next trip and have it on the books so you have something to work towards. I think that is always such a very motivating factor.
Overall, it was okay. The journey home was interesting. It always is. Always is. When you're just so happy to get home, but you have, good 10 hours of travel to do. And I was so sick. My stomach was just in knots the morning of having to leave. And I had to get up at 4:30. I was talking to Salah. I couldn't sleep. I was up until about 2 a.m. I was talking with Salah. I said, wake me up in a couple hours.
That's because she was freaking out that he was out being promiscuous. So I'm sure she didn't sleep because of that.
I guess I'll try to rest on the plane. I have a CPAP machine. I have sleep apnea, so I can't sleep deeply if I don't have it. So I thought, another travel day. I'm going to be tired. I'm going to feel sick. It was horrible, but I just, I made sure not to really eat anything because my stomach was upset, and took anti-nausea medicine I had with me, and just stay hydrated. Sips of water, so I didn't have to run to the washroom a lot, and it was okay overall. I made it. Whenever
Can't take her eating this. It's nasty.
Got to the airport in Bangkok, I thought, all right, leg one, we can do this. The check-in wasn't very busy, so it was okay. Waited in line maybe 15 minutes. Checked in. Security wasn't busy. Walked the 12 minutes to my gate, but I used those walk escalator things. They help you walk faster.
Those
and
are
if you're
nice.
tired, you can just stand on them.
Yep.
So, but you still have to walk all the way through duty free. So, but that's okay. I wasn't super tired at that point yet from walking, because it's the first leg, right? So hi, Juice. So I just basically managed to get to my gate. Got a nice coffee, which I couldn't drink. I had a few sips and I was like, oh no, coffee when you have an upset stomach and you have anxiety is the worst.
That's what I said.
And so then I was on the plane and I was very nauseous and not feeling well, so I slept. I don't know how, but I must have fallen asleep. I refused to eat also.
That's nice. She probably had it go a lot faster for her too. She was able to sleep a little bit.
So I didn't want to eat because eating means stomach issues. And when you already have stomach issues and they were serving like chicken and rice and fish and pasta, and I'm just like, no. I woke up and I checked the flight map. Like I woke up and I checked the flight map and it's like time to destination. Before I went to bed, it was like 5 hours and something. And then when I woke up, it was like 38 minutes left.
Nice.
And then I dozed back off a bit and then I heard, Captain speaking, welcome to Muscat Airport. So then we landed in the Muscat Airport, which is in Oman, Middle Eastern country. You know, more security, more waiting at the gate. And it was like, I think about an hour and 50-minute flight to Kuwait. And when
That's
I got
not
released, I felt the heat. But it's actually cooling off now. It's like in the 30s instead of the 50s. So
still pretty hot.
Alhamdulillah. But anyway, so I don't really have anything else to say. I mean, I went live for a lot of the time. So, but I really did, honestly, I think everyone should enjoy their vacation the way they want to. Me, I wish I wasn't as limited health-wise. I could do more. Yes.
I think this is 100% true. You need to do your vacation how you want to do it. Don't let other people convince you that you need to do certain things or you need to vacation a certain way. It's definitely your time to do what you want. That is why I personally love solo traveling so much, because I get to do what I want to do all the time. It is a little bit harder when you're with a bigger group and maybe there's some activities that you aren't totally excited about doing. Problem with her is she really built it up again to her audience that it was going to be some great trip. She was going to go see this, this, and this. She had constantly talked about what she was going to go do and see. We did like 2 things that she said she was going to do. And I think that really disappointed her audience. Just was not a good look for her. And all she did was literally sit in her hotel room and eat and order food. I think that is why there's such a disappointment over this trip. And she does know it. I mean, come on. She came up with every excuse in the book. I mean, you understand that if someone gets sick on a trip that they're not going to be able to do what they're saying they want to do, but she made no effort to even get herself feeling better. She's playing it off now that people were pushing her to do stuff that she didn't want to do and she just did what she wanted to do. But she was the one that kind of brought things up that she was going to be doing and showing her audience and then just never did them. And that is a trend with her lately. And then using her health as an excuse, using anything she can as an excuse, really. That's where the disappointment, I think, comes from this particular trip. But of course, travel how you want to travel. I'm always for like some relaxation time, especially when you get to a destination. If it's a long travel day, take a day or 2 to relax and get acclimated to the new destination and then start doing all the activities that you want to do. But it's when you promise other people that you're going to do something and then don't do it. That's where the trouble comes.
I try to enjoy myself anyways with the things I could do. For example, I enjoy just kind of having my own little routine, doing my own little thing, just getting up in the mornings and going down to the cafe and having my mocha and, sometimes checking out the vendors around and going to you guys and just beezing.
She did that literally like twice.
Watching the rainstorms from the balcony.
Again, I think we did that once she showed us. Maybe she did it like not on camera, but she went to the mall twice, which it's a mall,
Those were fun. The Conjuring universe was super fun. And to eat different, fruits from there, the different food, the Thai food. I wish I wouldn't have indulged in all that junk food, but so I did have some really, really cool moments. And it was nice, just in a hotel living for a while, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, so I guess that's it for this trip, for this summary of this trip. I, do these little videos every time I go somewhere. I don't know where we're going to go next, but right now I'm just happy to be home, staying put for a little bit, taking care of the home. I'm all unpacked. All my laundry's done. So that's good. I have some food in the house now, and grocery haul will be coming up soon. In the grocery store. So yeah, that's about it, I guess. I don't really have anything else to say about the trip. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I can try to answer them if I, get around to it, or if
questions
I
about
can't.
what?
But my cat was super happy to see me when I got home, and that's an understatement.
That's the best part about getting home if you have pets, is seeing your pets and they get so excited to see you. That's so good.
She's been glued to me and not very far from me, as you can see. Anyways, guys, thank you for listening and hanging out with me when I was in Thailand. It did make it a bit less lonely. I feel like I was acting like a big brat, like a baby a lot of the time, because I was just homesick and really missing Salah, not having as much fun without him. When we're together, we do things. We do have a lot of fun together, and he's my partner in life now, and I hate being away from him for too long. And all right, guys, thank you for watching. Bye.
Okay, bye. Okay, well, that sums it up for Foodie Beauty's travel back to Kuwait. I think it is becoming very, very apparent even to her now that she is under extreme physical limitations when she is traveling. Her bad habits are not completely gone and creep up on her when she is alone by herself and able to get access to food and edibles and all of that. It was overall, massive disappointment. If you are heading to Thailand, please, please, please do your research. For sure, if you want to leave comments below, have questions about Thailand, please let me know. I have been there. I have clients that travel there. I know quite a bit about the country, and if not, I can find it out for you because there is so much to do, so much to see in Thailand. Get out of Bangkok because Bangkok is an exciting city, yes, but the whole entire country has so much to offer, and the people are just so great in Thailand. They're so great. That was one of my favorite things. They are so happy, and for people that sometimes don't have these luxuries that we have in everyday life, they are extremely happy and very grateful for what they have. And there's just something about seeing that and them welcoming you in. I don't know. It was a great experience for me. Please don't let Foodie Beauty's trip make you think a certain way about Thailand at all because it is a fantastic country. That is all I have for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We have another hurricane headed our way in a couple days, so gonna go prep for that. Hopefully I can still get some videos out for you guys this week, and then I'm headed to Jamaica. A lot of Jamaica content is coming your way. I will speak more about that later, but I'll see you in the next video. Bye.